Welcome back to MS English AI. I'm Alex, and I'm here to help you navigate the tricky parts of the English language.
And I'm Ina. It's great to be here. Alex, I was hoping we could do something a little different today. Our quick tips are amazing, but sometimes I feel like I need more than just a quick tip. I need a deep dive.
That's a fantastic idea, Ina. English isn't just about learning rules. It's about understanding why they exist. When you're learning a new language, you're bound to make mistakes. It's a natural part of the process. In fact, it's the best way to learn.
I'm glad you hear me say that because I feel like I make the same ones over and over.
You are not alone. So today, we're not just doing a quick tip. We're going to do a full, detailed breakdown of some of the most common, most persistent, and most confusing mistakes that English learners face. This is Common Mistakes, the Deep Dive.
Awesome. Where are we starting? Because I have a list.
Let's start with the big one, the one I see every single day from beginners to advanced students. Let's talk about prepositions. Specifically, those three little words that cause so much trouble: in, on, and at.
Ugh, my ultimate enemy. I never know which one to use. I'll say, I'll see you in 5 p.m., and I just know it's wrong, but I don't know why.
That's the perfect example to start with. The key to these three words is to think about them in terms of size or scope for both time and place. Let's cover time first. At is the smallest, most specific point. Think of it like a pin on a map. We use at for specific clock times. So, your sentence, I'll see you in 5 p.m., is incorrect because 5 p.m. is a precise, specific point on the clock. You should say, I'll see you at 5 p.m.
Oh, okay. So at is for exact times, like at 10:30 a.m., at noon, or at midnight.
Exactly. At 10:30, at noon, at sunrise, at dinner time, it's for a very specific moment. Now, let's get a little bigger. We use on for a larger block of time, specifically days and dates. Think of it as one full square on a calendar. You live on a day. So, the meeting is on Monday, or my birthday is on September 22nd.
So not the meeting is in Monday, but the meeting is on Monday, and I was born on a Friday.
You got it. On is for days and dates. Now, let's get even bigger. We use in for the largest blocks of time. These are the containers of time. We use in for months, seasons, years, decades, and centuries. For example, my birthday is in September, if you're just saying the month. I love to go skiing in the winter. She was born in 1995. That music was popular in the 80s.
Okay, that makes sense. At for the clock time, on for the calendar day, and in for the big containers like months and years. But wait, you said at midnight, but what about in the morning or in the afternoon? Aren't those parts of a day?
That is a brilliant question, Ina, and it's one of the exceptions that confuses everyone. You're right. We say in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. But for night, we almost always say at night. I sleep at night. It gets cold at night. This is just one of those rules you have to memorize. In the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, but at night.
English is so weird sometimes.
It keeps things interesting. Now, the good news is this same logic of at, on, and in also applies to place or location.
How so?
At is still the most specific point. We use at for a specific address or location. I am at 123 Main Street. I am waiting at the bus stop. Let's meet at the coffee shop.
Okay, but if I'm inside the coffee shop, couldn't I say I am in the coffee shop? This is where I get confused. Am I at the office or in the office?
Another fantastic question, and the answer is both can be correct, but they mean slightly different things. I am at the office tells someone your general location. You could be in the building, or you could even be in the parking lot. You are at that point on the map. But I am in the office specifically means you are inside the building, physically enclosed by the walls.
So, in means inside an enclosed space.
Precisely. I am in the car. The milk is in the refrigerator. We live in Chicago or in Canada because these are large, enclosed areas with boundaries.
Okay. At for a point, in for an enclosed space. So, where does on fit in?
On is for a surface. The book is on the table. The painting is on the wall. I'm sitting on the floor. The logic is that you're on top of a surface.
That seems easy enough.
It is until we get to transportation. And this is another classic mistake. We say I am in a car or in a taxi, but we say I am on a bus, on a train, on a plane, or on a ship.
But why? A bus or a plane is enclosed space. I should be in it.
This is a conceptual difference. Historically, buses, trains, and ships were seen as large platforms that you would step onto. You stand on the deck of a ship or on the platform of a train. Cars are small spaces you get into, so the rule just stuck. You get in a car, but you get on a bus.
Oh, okay. I think I need to practice that one. But it's much clearer now. At for points, on for surfaces and days, in for containers and months.
You've got it. And that's the level of detail we're aiming for today. What's next on your list of common mistakes, Ina?
Oh, this one is huge, especially in writing and texting. Homophones. Words that sound the same but are spelled differently and mean totally different things. My number one problem? There, and there.
The unholy trinity of homophones. Yes, this one is rampant, but like the prepositions, it's simple once you know their function. See what I did there?
Yes. Very clever. Okay, so break it down for us.
Let's start with the easiest one. There. T-H-E apostrophe R-E. The apostrophe is your giant clue. It's a contraction, two words smashed together. It always means they are. If you can't replace it with they are, you can't use their.
Okay. So they're going to the store is correct because they are going to the store makes sense.
Perfect. That's it. One down. Now, let's do their, T-H-E-I-R. This word shows possession. It shows something belongs to them. You can often spot it because it's followed by a noun, the thing that is owned. Their car is red. Their house is big. Their opinions are interesting.
So their is like my or our. It shows ownership.
Exactly. It's a possessive pronoun. Now, that leaves us with the last one, there, T-H-E-R-E. This word has two main jobs. The first and most common is location. It's the opposite of here. Put the book over there. I'm not here, I'm there.
Right, here and there.
Its second job is to start a sentence, to state that something exists. There is a problem. There are 3 books on the table. It's just introducing the subject. So, if it's not they are and it's not showing possession, it's almost certainly this one, T-H-E-R-E.
Okay, let me try to use all 3 in one sentence. How about they are driving their possessive car over there?
Bravo, Ina. That is absolutely perfect. And the same exact logic applies to another pair that people confuse. Your, Y-O-U-R, and your, Y-O-U apostrophe R-E.
Let me guess. Your has an apostrophe, so it's a contraction for you are?
You got it. You're smart. You're listening to our podcast. Both mean you are.
Which means your, Y-O-U-R, must be the possessive one, showing something belongs to you. like your name is Alex or your voice is clear.
Precisely. Now, here's the test. What's the most common mistake people make with this?
Oh, I know when someone says thank you, people text back, you're welcome.
And is that right?
No, because you can't say you are welcome. Wait. Oh, you can't say you are welcome, so it must be the contraction. It should be you're welcome.
And that's it. You just solved it. You're welcome, Y-O-U-R, would mean the welcome belongs to you, which makes no sense. The correct phrase is always you're welcome, Y-O-U''R-E, because it's short for you are welcome.
My mind is officially blown. That's so simple, but I never thought about it like that. Okay, I'm feeling confident. What's next?
Let's move from spelling to grammar, a fundamental rule that so many learners struggle with, especially in conversation, subject-verb agreement.
You mean like he go versus he goes?
Exactly that. In the present tense, English has a special rule for the third person singular. That's just a fancy way of saying he, she, or it. When the subject is he, she, or it, the verb that follows must end in an S. I walk, you walk, we walk, they walk. But he walks, she talks, it rains.
This seems simple, but I hear people get it wrong all the time, especially with do and have. My friend always says he don't like pizza.
And that is the most common error. Do is the base verb. Following our rule, when the subject is he, she, or it, do becomes does. He does his homework. She does a good job. So when you make it negative, do not becomes does not, or in a contraction, doesn't.
So it's never he don't?
It is never he don't. It is always he doesn't. He doesn't like pizza. She doesn't live here. It doesn't work.
This is a big one. And you said it's the same for have?
The exact same. Have is the base verb. I have, you have, we have, they have. But for he, she, or it, have changes to its S form, which is has. I have a car, but he has a bicycle. We have free time, but she has a meeting. Saying he have is just as incorrect as he don't.
He doesn't and he has. Okay, I'm going to drill that into my brain.
It just takes practice. Your ear will eventually get used to it, and he don't will start to sound wrong to you.
I hope so. Okay, I have another one. I hear people say, I need some informations. Or can you give me an advice? I was told those are wrong, but they sound right to me.
Ah, you've stumbled upon another giant in English grammar, countable versus uncountable nouns.
What does that mean?
Most nouns in English are countable. You can have one of them or many of them. One book, two books. One chair, 5 chairs. They have a singular and a plural form, but some nouns are uncountable. They're seen as a whole concept, a mass, or an idea that can't be separated and counted.
And information is one of those?
It is. In English, information is an uncountable concept. You can't have one information or two informations. You just have information. If you want to say you have a lot of, you say I have a lot of information, or I need some information. Never, ever informations.
But what if I just have one, like one fact?
Then you have to use a counter word. You would say I have a piece of information or 2 pieces of information, but the word itself never changes.
Okay, so information never gets an S. What was the other word I said?
Advice. It's the same. It's an uncountable concept. You can't get an advice or 3 advices. You just get advice. He gave me some good advice. If you want to count it, you use the same counter word. He gave me a piece of advice.
This is so tricky. What are some other common ones?
Furniture is the big one. You can count chairs and tables, but furniture is the category. It's uncountable. You don't buy new furnitures, you buy new furniture or 3 pieces of furniture. Others include homework, money, bread, and news.
Wait, news? But it has an S on the end.
It does, but it's an uncountable singular noun. This is why we say the news is good, not the news are good.
Okay, my head is spinning a little. So for all these words, information, advice, furniture, homework, no S, And I should use much instead of many, like how much homework.
Exactly. How much information, how much advice. You're getting it. It's a concept that doesn't exist in many other languages, so it takes time.
Alex, this is all so helpful. I feel like we have time for one more, and I want to save the hardest for last.
I'm ready. What is it?
Articles, a, and the. I never know. Sometimes I use them, sometimes I don't. When do I need one and which one?
Okay, Ina. The articles. This is, without a doubt, one of the most difficult topics for learners because it's all about context. Let's start with a and an. These are called the indefinite articles. You use them when you are talking about a single, general, non-specific thing. I need a pencil. Which pencil? It doesn't matter. Any pencil will do. She is a doctor. She is one of many doctors.
And the difference between a and an is about vowels, right? A, E, I, O, U.
Yes, but with a very important twist. It's not about the vowel letter, it's about the vowel sound. We use an before a word that starts with a vowel sound. An apple, an elephant, an interesting book. This is to make it easier to say.
So what's the twist?
The twist comes with words like our or university. The word our, H-O-U-R, starts with a consonant H, but the H is silent. The first sound is ow, a vowel sound. So we say an hour.
Whoa, okay, so what about university? It starts with U, which is a vowel, so it's an university?
Nope, because university sounds like it starts with the U sound. University. A U sound is a consonant sound. So we say a university. Same with a European or a $1 bill starts with a W sound. You have to trust your ear, not your eyes.
That is a game changer. Okay, so a and an are for general single things. When do we use the?
The is the definite article. You use it when you are talking about a specific thing that both you and the listener know. We know which one you mean.
How do we know?
Several ways. First, you already mentioned it. This is the most common rule. I saw a dog in the park. The dog was brown. The first time it was a dog, any dog. The second time it's the dog, the specific one I just told you about.
Okay, that makes sense. What else?
We use the for unique things. There's only one of them. The sun, the moon, the sky, the internet. We also use it for superlatives. The best, the tallest, the most expensive.
And for places?
Yes, but this is where it gets confusing. We use the for rivers, oceans, and mountain ranges. The Amazon, the Pacific Ocean, the Himalayas. But we do not use the for single mountains, Mount Everest, not the Mount Everest. We also don't use the for most cities or countries, Japan, Canada, not the Japan.
But what about the USA or the UK?
Right, exceptions. We use the for countries that have kingdom, republic, states, or plural in their name. The United States, the United Kingdom, the Netherlands.
This is a lot, Alex.
It is, but let me give you the last and most important rule. The zero article. This is when we use no article at all. We use zero article when we are talking about general concepts, plural nouns in general, or uncountable nouns in general.
What do you mean?
If I say, I love dogs, I'm talking about all dogs in general, so no article. But if I say, I love the dogs that live next door, I'm talking about specific dogs, so I use the.
Oh, so I like music, but I liked the music you played last night.
You got it. That's it. That's the whole concept. Information is powerful, general, uncountable noun, but the information you gave me was helpful, specific information.
Wow, Alex, this has been incredibly helpful. We covered prepositions, homophones, subject-verb agreement, uncountable nouns, and the articles. That was a true deep dive.
And you did great. The key for everyone listening is that you can't just memorize these rules. You have to practice them. Notice them when you're reading, hear them when you're listening, and most importantly, don't be afraid to make these mistakes. That's how you learn.
I definitely feel more confident now. Thank you so much, Alex, for breaking all of that down.
Anytime, Ina, and thanks to all of you for joining us on Miss English AI.
If this deep dive was helpful, let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Tell us what your biggest English challenge is.
That's all for today. Keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next one.